hit that like and subscribe button. And don't forget the notifications. Hello everyone, it's the 50-year-old 420 gamer, and today I'm going to show you guys how to build diamond pyramids, whatever you want to call them, bridges that float in Grounded. It's very simple. You put the main first piece down and then all the other pieces will just follow. So the code enables you to do this. You can do it one wide as I've done, or like I helped my buddy Junior in his build. I'll have to do a video of his base. A lot of times when you're in your friend's base, it doesn't really show you what you should be seeing. So a lot of times I don't trust that. So here I am actually putting the pieces down. You see I'm standing above the ground. I'm actually putting them in place. And then you can activate your corner piece and do it 4 more times. And then put 4 more pieces down until your bridge is completely done and it's going to wherever you need it to go. Later in the video, you guys will see, I'll take you through a tour of my entire base. And I have walk paths everywhere. So they are very essential. They make getting around the board much faster, much easier. And we'll go over more of that in another video of why I feel that one base on the map is not really the best option. I know there's a lot of people that have singular bases, which, hey, that's great. But I actually have 3 right now. And I actually like that because if I'm across the board, there's stuff I can get, there's stuff I can eat, there's stuff I can drink, so on and so on. So basically, I like more than one base. But back to the bridge building, as you can see, you can put the sprig hand railing up so that once your sprig hand railing is actually in place, like you'll see on the video here coming up when I'm touring all the walk paths in my base, they basically keep you from falling off. Very cool game, very neat building options. I hope that when the updates come over time, one of the updates will be that we get a little bit more piece shapes in the clay and the pebblet, because right now we basically have a square block and we have a ramp, and that's it. So I would kind of like to see a bit more pieces so that we could build more with stone.
Tiny Pete's ready for some
and not
tiny
just
rest.
with the grass and the stems. But you know, the game is new, so it is what it is. I'm okay with that. As you guys can see, I'm building my little building here. I've changed a lot on this. You guys will see when I do the tour of my entire base. Most of that is done now. All the pieces are in, so this part is just during the daytime so that way you guys can see. You just float it over, and I'll make a little video of showing you how to put it in place so that way you guys are aware of what you can do with each one of the corner pieces, because you can actually make this 3 wide, you can make this 5 wide, you could make this as many wide as you wanted, and you can change the angle and turn it, and so it's actually quite nice of a bridge building. Plus it only takes 2 pieces of grass. You know, the regular square pieces, those take 4. Okay, so here is the tour of all my bridges in my Grounded build. This is a regular game, this is not creative. So as you can see, there's the big oak tree, the fruit punch, my base is on the other side of the fruit punch, and here is my, I guess you could say, bridges that take me across to Nectar Island, as well as around the back side of the oak tree, so that way I can get from one side of the board to the other side of the board quickly. Especially if I've already killed everything on the board, it's just much faster to get from one side of the board to the other when you're basically running a straight path. So as you can see, I can get down to the water from here, so when the water update does come, I'll have access to and from the water to get in and out of the water. This bridge here takes me across to Nectar Island. This is just kind of a I want to say it's a water point. There's water and food over here. I've tried to put water and food stations all across the board so I can eliminate carrying the canteen. I don't mind carrying the canteen, but unfortunately it takes up a big a space in your inventory that can be used for something else. So I basically have tried to make it so that I have water and food everywhere around the board. So one less item I have to carry in my inventory to enable me to carry other things. So it's basically just reducing inventory. And then as you can see, I built a staircase so that I could get out of the water. Because if you guys play, you guys know that once you fall in the water, there's only a couple of stones that enable you to get out of the water. And they're kind of sparse across the pond, so I tried to make it so that way I could actually get out of the water if needed. And then coming back across the bridge, you could go left and go back where we came from, or take a right. And this enables me to go around this side of the tree. As you can see, I can get up to the branch, so if I want to hunt anything, I still can. And then this brings me out around the front side of the tree, over by the stones. So, oops, didn't finish that one. Let's do that real quickly, because I know there's a piece of sap right over here, so it only takes one piece of sap, and then I can light that, and we'll be all good, and we'll be on our way. So, I believe it's right here. There we go. Let's go light that bad boy up, so that way our walk path is nice and lit up. It's easy to see at night, even though if you don't have a flashlight or, a torch, it's still pretty easy to see at night. It's just all for visuals. So as you can see now, we're just going to go back the same way we came. That way you get a good view of the bridges and how they function. They're real easy to build. Once you get the first piece in place, you just continue to go from there and basically just get it in place of which direction you want to go in and then build accordingly. So what I've tried to do is anytime I'm building near grass, I always try to build up above the grass so that way the grass doesn't grow into the bridge and cause walk path problems. So now we're going to come over to the fruit punch tree. As you guys can see, I put a whole bunch of the water container fillers so I can drink out of. I just put that one there, so I'm waiting for that one to fill. I'm trying to get it to where it doesn't even splash off. It's just all of them are filled. I know it's not a necessity, but it's kind of nice. So, as you can see, my inventory is full. I have no space for anything. So, these are reasons why I want to eliminate, certain items that I don't have to carry because of the fact that I can put them around the board. So here's the other side of the bridges. I have storage here for all the acorn bits that I'll end up collecting along the way. And then this is the front side of the tree where the light is, where you have to put the marker, and I think there's too much animation right here. My game lags a little bit as I'm walking through, and I'm not low on energy, so I think it's all those lights. But then once you come up here on the front side, then we have this bridge that takes us all the way across the front log fence. So basically places to drink. There's a jerky rack back there as well, so you can make food. So that way at any point in time across the game, basically you are able to stop, get something to drink or something to eat. And then that's a bounce pad that I have not finished. And then when we get to this side, now my base is all done. So the last time you guys saw the video, the base wasn't complete. I now have a spiral staircase here. So I'm trying to go up over the grass. So as you can see, you spiral up, and then you take off with the triangular bridge piece. And it's going to go all the way across. I need a way to get to the back of the map over by the, I guess you would call it the deck of the front of the house. So that way I'm not traversing through all that, ground topography below. I can just go straight across the bridge. So this is the sleeping quarters. Both these rooms up here are identical. They're just swapped on each side. And then there are two rooms down, one room down here. And then basically the identical down below. One last room below down here. so that way if 4 players come in, they all have their own space, they all have their own mannequin to put on. Then there's a common area where I have extra weapons and things for guests, and then bounce pads up onto what is my smoothie station. So as you can see, the small bins hold what makes for the big bin. So the small bins hold the boost juice, the small bins hold the fuzz on the rocks. This is supposed to be green machine, but I used them, so sorry about that. And then liquid lungs, and then I believe this is Hedgelord, and human food, and the workers comp. And then I have not crafted the spider one yet. That's Liquid Rage. I was bringing all the supplies over to this space so that way I could craft that over here, because this is going to be my main smoothie station. If you guys haven't figured out, smoothies are the key to the game. So this is where all my items will be, my workbench, my food station with my water over here, jerky stations, food, and basically my base. And then down below, I have a video at the very end. I turned all the indicators off so that way the screen would be clear. As you can see, I got all those indicators, so it's kind of hard to see all the cosmetics that I've put on the front of the base. But they're spider heads and ladybug heads. And basically it enables you to walk up underneath the build where the struts would be, the supports. I just put grass under there and then made that an actual kind of a room, but here is basically the scaffolding that you use, and then the ability to still go through here, because I like to use this. As you guys can see here, I have my spider and bug traps out, so basically I just go down to the traps, collect all the goodies, and not really have to use a lot of weapons on many of the bases, because you guys know me, I came from Fortnite Save the World, so I'm used to using traps and how the meta for traps work and stuff, so I'm trying to use the tiny little bit of traps that they have on this game to my advantage, so that way I can basically just go over to my spider base, which is the purple base on the board, and just go collect spider items, because all the traps do all the killing for me, so all I have to do is just go over there and collect it. And I know some people would say that's not really how the game is played, and then I would say to them, then why did they give us traps? If that's not how the game was played, then why would they give us traps to do that, to enable us to have that ability? So just think about that. Anytime a game offers you traps, they want you to use those traps. They have intentions for those traps, so it's not cheating, it's just using the meta to your advantage. Plus, it's less wear and tear on your weapons, because, my Spider Fang, which is my favorite weapon in the game, it cuts down grass faster than anything else, stems, it kills everything really quickly, but unfortunately it costs 3 quartzites to repair that thing every time. It's not the most expensive in the game, the Mint Hammer is, but I don't really use the Mint Hammer all that much anymore, since the Spider Fang, I can carry a torch, I can swing, I think it's 16 times before I lose my stamina, plus the Fang actually poisons, so even though I'm not striking it, the poison from the Fang is still poisoning the critters, so there's just so many pluses to the Spider Fang. It just, unfortunately, it costs 3 quartzites to repair, and unfortunately, it needs to be repaired a lot when you use it a lot, so hopefully they can balance that a little better, and maybe it doesn't need to be repaired as often, but who knows. So anyway, sorry about that. Back to the actual build itself. As you saw, I was crafting some actual green machines, and that's what it takes to make a green machine, is regular plant fiber, sprigs, and clover. and that makes what's called a green machine, which heals you for a quarter of your health, but it also boosts your stamina regain. So even though you can craft anything with one piece of stuff, those smoothies, all they do is regenerate your health. That's it. They don't do anything else for you. Whereas the green machine regenerates your health, plus it reduces how slowly your stamina regains. So it actually helps your stamina come back faster, which is actual benefit. Because if you're trying to fight something, you want to make sure that you have as much stamina as possible, so that way that critter doesn't kill you and you have to run over the map to get your backpack so you can get stuff. So this is my final bridge. This goes across over to the same side of Nectar Island, but down at the other end. And my white base, which is still out by the picnic table, that's going to get replaced by this base that I'm going to build up.
Water filtration tablets.
So this
needed.
is the rock over by the stink bugs, and there's my giant tower. So spiral staircase. Figured out how to make this. It looks actually pretty cool, plus it's all lit up so you can see it on the board, plus it just looks good. And there's a 3-meter diving platform, which I'll show you guys at the end here. So over here we got some food items, and we got some water items over here already, so that way we're already ready to go. And then basically I'm going to build a double staircase up here, and then I'm going to build a giant base out of the palisades, which happens to be the most expensive wall material in the game, because it takes 8 stems to make one wall. No other wall takes that many stems, but it looks really, really good, so it's all good. So this is already filled with some goodies over here. I think I'm going to take a little bit of them back, because I do need some items, so that way not everything is left over here, because this is just to get the base over here started. So quartzite and, acorns and things of that nature to make, your storage bins and stuff. So now we're going to go to the 3-meter dive platform. So this is the funnest part for me. That's the way up that we came, and here's the dive platform. So ready? We're going to do a triple back somersault, not really, and we land right in the water, and we can swim right across to the base over on the other side. And I managed to get a staircase in the water, so that right where that light is the staircase, so I can now get out of the water over here right next to the base and not actually have to traverse around the pond to get out. So here's the view of my base without the markers on, so you guys can see what the base actually looks like without the markers. The spider, as long as you're using the orb spider thing, it only takes 1 acorn and 1 spider part, so they're actually quite inexpensive. And if you have a slew of spider parts like I do, it was a nice way to use up the spider parts. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Hope this helps anyone looking to figure out how to build cheaper and easier. Hit that like and subscribe button. And don't forget the notifications.